Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. This is going to be a get ready with me chit chatty style video, and we're just going to be talking about the topics, girl. We're going to be covering how long it should take you to get over an ex and other things related to the subject. So if you want to see this, keep on watching. Good morning, guys. So I'm going to start out my day with a collagen mask. So this is a collagen plump and smooth sheet mask. I just recurled my hair, but it's giving oh, I forgot a piece. That's what it's giving. It's giving old, old bump and set. This smells good. This smells real collagenic, if that's a word. And we're gonna get into some things today while I do my makeup. Again, I purchased this mask from Urban Outfitters. So check out Urban Outfitters. They have a ton of masks. Not all of them are sheet masks. Some of them are actually cream masks. Cold. Very cold. Oh, this feels so creamy. Oh, that reminds me, I need to finish watching Scandal X. Do y'all watch Scandal X? I gotta see what's going on with her relationship. I mean, since she put it out there, I gotta cut just a little bit because I'm scared this product is gonna get in my eyes. Okay. Take whatever's in here and just put it on my neck. Okay. And then what I get from Home Goods, I love when there's extra juice on it so you can rub it in. Okay. So nice. That felt amazing. All right. So for today's topic, let's see, what did I write? Wow, that mask made my skin look so good. For today's topic, I want to talk about how long it should take to get over an ex. Okay, I feel like this is something a lot of us can relate to. And I'm just giving my opinion on it, my thoughts on it, just so whoever may be experiencing this can have a different point of view. And maybe there's something that you didn't think of. So it also depends on the situation, like what caused this person to now be an ex of yours. Was it infidelity? Was there lack of commitment? Was there trust issues? It just depends on the reason. So if there's something like that's just absolute, you cannot deal with, and you guys are not gonna get back together, then let's talk about how long it should take you to get over this person. Now, for me in the past, what I used to do, I used to not be the best person to ask about this because I would literally go back to all my exes just because I didn't want a new body. I didn't want to get to know someone new, which was really putting a hindrance on my life in general because I was never going forward. I was always going back, and the situations wouldn't be any better. So I'm not saying that no one should ever go back to an ex. I'm saying if you broke up for some petty reason, okay. But if it was something serious and it's not conducive to your life, it doesn't benefit you being with this person, you can't learn anything from this person doesn't encourage growth, and you feel very stagnant when you're with this person, then I would say you should be getting over them within a week, maybe days. Okay, because what you need to focus on is not the negatives, but what you do want. What is it that what do you want out of a partner. And when you think about it that way, you won't even have to think about all the negative things they did to you, or maybe you did to them. But if it was you doing negative things to that person, then you need to think about what you need to work on about yourself to make yourself a better partner. Most of all, make yourself a better person, because you have to be happy within before you get out here and start trying to date. I think that one of the biggest problems that I see, and I've even, been a part of, is that sometimes we are going through a point in life where we just kind of feel meh, and then we go and try to seek a relationship for someone to validate our feelings, or to almost to be a companion, but it's only a companion in a time of need. Like, it's not someone that you want to grow with. It's not somebody that I feel like we often get into relationships to have someone help us get through something, which we really shouldn't be doing that. What we should be doing is enrolling ourselves into therapy, talking to our friends and family members, but really getting into it with yourself. So when you ask, it's been 2 weeks and I still can't get over him. Well, it sounds like you invested a whole lot into the relationship, and maybe this person didn't invest as much, because if they did, then you guys wouldn't be wanting to end the relationship. You guys would take the steps to mend whatever is broken in the relationship and continue on with a beautiful life with one another. But if you were the one constantly holding on to this relationship, and now you want to know how long it should take to get over it, nobody can really give you a set time. But I know I used to spend weeks, on someone trying to get over them. And that's because I was being naive. I was being overly emotional. And I wasn't seeing the signs that were right in front of my face that this was not a good person. It also doesn't help when you're dating, when you're so fragile. I would say, if I had to tell my younger self anything, it would be, don't be out here looking for a relationship when you're fragile, whether it be dealing with a breakup from another relationship or whatever. If you just got out of a really long relationship or whatever, and you're still hurting and all those things, then the last thing on your mind should be jumping into another relationship. Rather, date, enjoy people's company without there being such a focus on, okay, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. No. And that's one thing that I used to really, really, really get tied up in. Everybody had to be my boyfriend. Like, I had a major issue with just dating. And I think a lot of people do, because there's such a stigma on women dating, especially. You know what? I'll give it to the men too. There's a stigma on men dating, and there's a stigma on women dating. For the women, we're considered a hoe, a freak, all this stuff if we are dating multiple people. Men, and I've even told someone, like, yes, I'm seeing other people as well. And it's just like, I think it's a maturity thing, because they would be like, oh, like, that's what dating is though. And so, that means, no, I'm not giving my full commitment to just you. And that was my mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have even told them. But, I wanted to be forthcoming, hoping that they would be forthcoming back with me, but they never were. And then for men, they get a stigma attached to dating, because we look at it like, oh, he's a player, he can't settle down with one person. And that's just not true. But, when you're younger, yeah, it may be true. So that's why the whole dating thing is it's really trash. To wrap it up in a nutshell, I say give yourself a strong week to be sad, to be moping around, you know, but after that, you need to be looking on the bright side. Okay, what can I get next? Okay, start thinking about what you want. Start thinking about what you're not going to accept. What is the point of dragging it when you know this person is not good for you anyway? And then it comes times where, like, maybe the person is, you know, not a bad person, but they just need to grow as well. It's very hard to grow together with someone. That is a lot of pain, trials, and tribulations. And when neither one of you know what you're doing, okay, because we don't know what we're doing, it's very difficult to do that in someone's presence because they see all the bad parts. You know what I mean? So that's why for me, like, a lot of times as I got a little older, I got tired of dating. Like, I got burnt out from dating. You know what I mean? It was almost like I was just meeting the same person just in different clothes or something. But that was my fault because I wasn't leveling up like I thought I was. Okay? And that's not just a physical level up, that's mental as well. And that's the part that I feel that people are forgetting about, is that it's not just a physical thing. Okay? Yeah, you can level up outside to attract, you know, a higher caliber of person to you, but if the inside is still childish and, you know, maybe in a poverty mindset or whatever it is, you know, maybe you're having negative thoughts, whatever, that means you're not leveled up. And that's just as simple as that. And when you do start to level up, you know, you want to level up because you want to receive better so that you can put out better. That's how that works. So yeah, a good strong week should get you through a breakup, because you don't need to be thinking about, oh, that was so much time wasted. It wasn't time wasted. We need to change our mindset about that. It was not time wasted. It was more so, you know, something to pass the time, you know. And if you could take anything from it, take something from it. Don't just let it defeat you like that. I'm sure there's something good that you can say came out of your relationship, you know. Even if it was all bad, let's just say it was all bad. If it was all bad, I'm sure that taught you what you don't want to deal with again, right? So some stuff you really do just have to go through it. You really do. Especially when the signs were there and you didn't listen. That's when you really have to go through something. Not to beat yourself up about it, but to realize, man, I thought I wanted this, but this is not what I want. Okay? And then the quicker you do that, the quicker you can start focusing on what it is that you do want. Take some time alone. You know, sometimes on a Friday night you skip the club so you can think about what you want. You gotta hit the pause button at some point. You know what I mean? I understand trying to keep your mind busy and all that, but being busy is one thing and being productive, actively engaged in something is something totally different. So don't confuse that. Okay, so now I'm going in with my foundation. The orange stuff you saw just now was my color corrector. You just need to level yourself up, and that's how you're going to get over that situation, you know? I know it's easy to get caught up in your thoughts and just think about everything that you could have done differently, this, that, and the third, but maybe it was never meant to be in the first place. Like, maybe it just wasn't. Maybe it's just something you wanted, and maybe it just served its purpose for the time that it served its purpose, and now it's time for you to do better, get better. And that's just the harsh reality of it. We don't be wanting to let go of stuff, honey, especially if you like me and you like to sit with your thoughts for like a long time, but it's not even healthy. It gets to a point where it's like, okay, you rerunning the same situation over and over and over. And then if you ever been with a guy and he's like, you know, no, I'm good, I don't really think we should get back together. Not that it's happened a lot, but if you've ever had that happen, then that's your sign right there. Like, girl, because you know what he gonna do? He gonna turn around, he gonna find somebody to replace you. And I know we all up here like, oh, well, I'm irreplaceable. I'm okay. Yeah, okay. But they are gonna find someone to do what they need them to get done at that time. No, she's not gonna be you. But in his mind, it will suffice. It will do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like when men level up or whatever they get with, I don't feel like when men break up with a female, they get with like a better female all the time. I feel like it doesn't come until they are uber successful, and that's the level up. I feel like that's when they start looking at different women, because now they know, well, I don't gotta be with this type of chick. I can actually have my pick of the litter now. They recognize that. That's why y'all, like, when you're younger, little boys are like, yeah, I want to get the Corvette, so I can have all the hot chicks. That translates into adulthood. It may not be, you know, they may not say it the same way. They may not say it at all. But the focus does change once you become successful. There's not too many people that go and become super successful and then they stay with the same chick they were with. There's some, yeah, but a lot of guys don't. They actually level up. So that's something to keep in mind. Don't be sitting around here thinking that if you guys break up that there will be nobody else in his life. I don't care if he tells you, you know, I'm never gonna date again. That's a freaking lie. They will always date again. They might try to find someone just like you, or they may try to get someone totally nothing like you. Either way, they will be miserable. No, I'm just kidding. Either way, it doesn't matter what a guy says. He's definitely going to date again. You know what I mean? Guys are not emotional like that. They, you know, they might be sad about it for a while, whatever, but that same night they could bag something. You understand what I'm saying? They may be more reluctant to wife that, or, you know, jump into another relationship, but they're definitely going to get into something. Okay? So keep that in the back of your head, because a lot of times females, like, we are so dumb. Like, I'm sorry, but we are the dumbest species. Like, I don't know why nobody is putting us up on like major game, but as females, when we break up with somebody, we tend to still honor them in some type of way with loyalty. Like, you're broken up. And then it's also because guys have a way of trying to make females feel bad. And hold on, I'm gonna tell you exactly what they do. Hold up. Guys will let the phone not ring for like a week or something, and then let's just say, for instance, you start posting on social media and you looking real good. They're gonna start calling that phone. Okay, so that's why I suggest blocking, because there's really no reason for the contact. There's really no reason for the interaction. They're going to start calling you just when they think you're over them. Okay? So when that starts to happen, you either have to be strong enough to just be like, look, what we had was what we had. And, you know, people have a way of shaming women for moving on. Even though that man is going to move on, sis. I guarantee you he's going to move on. So, yeah, as he should. Like, you know, people need to move on with their lives. Okay? Nobody needs to be stuck still. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we have a way of being very standoffish. We're not open to new relationships. We're not open to new companions. We're not open to anything, because it's literally just a vibe. It's on our face, it's on our body language that we are heartbroken or still attached to something. It's easy to pick up on, just like it's easy to pick up on when a woman is single. Just like situationships, That is not a relationship, okay? That doesn't really exist. That's a figment of your imagination. You don't have to be loyal to a damn soul. What you do have to do is protect yourself, okay? And whatever protect yourself means to you. And don't assume that that man is going to protect you, and because he's not. As far as being out there and sleeping with different people, if that's what he's doing, don't think that every single time he's out there strapping up, because he's not. He's not, he's not, he's not. I don't care if he says, I never do this, I never do this. That means they do it, okay? This is really like how I feel. So sometimes women will like not date for years because they had a very bad breakup, you know what I mean? And there's no reason for that. All you have to do is take a little time for yourself, okay? The max 6 months. After 6 months, you need to get your behind back out there, okay? Because what's happening is your clock is ticking, and you take yourself out of the dating game for so long, and then once you get back in it, you have no idea what you're doing, and then you end up in the same situation. No, what you need to do is level yourself up a lot. After any breakup, I level up anyways. That's just in my nature. Like, I'll be damned if I stay the same person I am, you know, after this breakup. Obviously, it wasn't all him. Obviously, it was something to do with me as well. So I'm going to fix whatever issues that I noticed that he was talking about a lot. And then I'm going to level up physically, mentally, everything. You know what I mean? You got to level up, because if not, you're going to attract the same type of dude. So if you want better, you got to do better. And it starts with you. It don't start with nobody else. That's what people don't really tell you, okay? It doesn't start with no, and even like a better guy, a more leveled up guy doesn't owe you anything. You got to be leveled up yourself. You can't expect to be like this same chick coming out of a damn bad relationship with the same mentality and expect to get like a high value guy or like a better guy. It doesn't work like that. Because if you go out there looking like a sad puppy trying to snag something, guess what's going to happen to you, girl? You going to get got. He's going to sense the desperation on you. He's going to sense the depression on you. And he's going to act accordingly, okay? So don't even do it to yourself. Take yourself a week to be sad, to think about all the good times, okay? Then start to level up. You don't have all day, okay? You don't. I remember getting out of relationships, being single for like 1-2 years. Do you know what that is? Like, you cannot even, by the time I got back in a relationship, everything was online basically. Like, even being in the relationship, you know, taking you out of the game for so long, like, you really don't know what's going on, because you know, you've been locked down, you've been in a relationship, you know, you've been loyal, you've been faithful. So you gotta be prepared for this stuff, y'all, mentally, because a breakup could really take you out of the game if you let it, okay? And then another way I always think about breakups, especially if I'm like with a trashy dude, if I'm with a trashy guy that kind of like weaseled his way with me, and then I found out like he was just like actually pure trash. I've only had that happen to me like 1 or 2 times. In those situations, you really got to think about it like, oh, thank God I took the trash out. Now somebody else has to deal with it. That's somebody else's headache now. That is my favorite thing to think about. Like, after I'm done being all sad or whatever, it's like, oh, you know what? She can deal with that now. Girl. You lost me. I didn't lose anything. Now I'm free, so I can start the healing. I got tired of crying. I'm actually using the Morphe palette that I hate so much, but I'm using it as eyeshadow because it's perfect for that. But yeah, you guys, again, You gotta move on, okay? You only live once. Please don't be out here wasting your whole life, especially your 20s, on some little bullshit relationship. And I'm not trying to be harsh on you, but that's the reality. Like, God, if I had known what I know now, I probably would have had never been in any relationships in my 20s. But they actually do prepare you for your 30s, because they show you what is really out there, and it doesn't really change. So it lets you know most guys are gonna play with you. A grown-ass man, though, will provide and protect for you and make sure that you don't have to deal with a whole lot of riffraff. There are men out there who actually believe that, and that actually don't want their lady out here having to deal with the world. Like, and that's on period. I've seen it. So they are out there, and they don't make a big deal about it. They just do, you know. So if that's something that you want, I'd say don't stop until you get it. Know what it takes to get that. Also, another thing that I don't think enough people talk about is what it actually takes to be ultra feminine and be the type of woman that these kind of guys look at. Of course, Shira does her teachings on it, thank God, or else some of us would never know. Honestly, some of us would truly never know, because we're just taught to, you know, just date a guy, a good guy, but nobody really gets into the specifics of what it is that you should and should not be dealing with. You know, they always tell you, oh, don't let him put his hands on you, but it doesn't go kind of further than that, like the specifics of the roles. You understand what I'm saying? So it's important to gather that knowledge if you can on your own, because really it goes off of the male that is in the household. That's kind of where a lot of us learn what's what. It's like whatever the male is doing in the household and whatever your mom deals with from him is kind of what's expected to be. And it's just kind of goes like that. It's an unsaid thing, unspoken word. So you've got to do a little research on your own, because people are different. You know, what your mom liked more than likely won't be what you like. So you got to get out there. You got to do your own research, guys, and be a truth seeker. If you don't like the narrative that's being spun, being shown to you, then you need to get out there and find another one that better suits you. Understand what I'm saying? But don't be so much in la la land that you think there's someone perfect out there for you. No, that's not going to happen. So, and that's the sucky part that, you know, I didn't ever want to listen to. But no, there is no perfect guy. You need to find someone who's perfect for you and what your standards are. And let's stop being afraid of the word standards. Like, let's stop running from that. Everyone has standards on anything, okay? Let's stop getting so offended that a person has standards. I've even been guilty of this when I was younger, and I used to self-sabotage a lot. So I would be the standard for someone and then slowly start to decline because I was afraid of sticking to that and afraid of the outcome. You understand what I'm saying? Having standards is not a bad thing. Now, if your standards are quote unquote too high, where you are actually self-sabotaging, shooting your own self in the foot, got it. But actually just having a standard is not bad, but it has to be a standard that it has to match. The reason why I'm doing this video is because, for one, I love to help women, and any experiences that I've had, I like to share and kind of be an open book, just so that people can relate and know that they're not alone and they're not the only one feeling the way they feel. I think sometimes it's as simple as sharing an experience that can help somebody, because sometimes you feel really alone when you're going through something. So it's good to always have somebody that you can talk to or listen to that has been through it before. Really, my advice is geared, and my opinions are geared towards women. I'm not exactly a feminist, but I believe in women a lot and I know what we are capable of. So I just want to share that with you all.